You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a new tuition program aims to help area women with their college fees. Our very own Samantha Walker has a little more on this.
Also, an Oklahoma organization is working to help the unsheltered during the winter months.
And it is cold outside again. Now the temperatures are a bit warmer, but those wind chills still very cold. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 o'clock now on this Wednesday, January the 22nd. Happy January 22nd.
Yes.
Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. That much closer to the weekend, getting close to Valentine's Day. So, guys, I hope you are prepared or at least putting back some money.
Start planning now.
Yeah, might as well get it started now. You don't want to get anything that's going to expire, of course, but you want to just make sure you're ready.
Yeah, get a plan.
You certainly do. And speaking of getting ready and helping out, local college helping out a little bit.
Certainly so. A Southwest Missouri college is launching a tuition program for local students, offering a price tag they can't beat.
Cotty College in Nevada hopes to encourage attendance from students in nearby counties by offering those qualified free tuition. KOAM Samantha Walker has the details.
Leaders at the all-female Cotty College are proud of the diverse student body from all around the world, but they say local students bring something special to campus.
There's a huge value in having those students that know the fun local restaurant to go to. You know, they know the sort of the way of the world in this part of the country and can show those students the ropes as they get here to campus.
That's why they're launching the Dream Big, Stay Close program. It will offer free tuition to eligible women in Barton, Bates, Cedar, Dade, St. Clair, and Vernon counties. Students who qualify will need to be full-time students and qualify for the full federal Pell Grant and the Missouri Access Grant.
So our hope is that this leads to more women achieving, staying local, and then impacting their own communities with that degree that they're able to obtain from Cotty.
The program will be open to recent high school graduates, transfer students, and adult learners.
Really prioritize the people that live in this community and making a difference here locally. I'm really excited about that.
He says with the new program, they hope to make college more of an option for students who may not have been able to attend otherwise.
By providing this tuition-free program, it gives the opportunity for them to come to Cotty, obtain a degree, graduate with no student debt, stay in their own community, stay with their own, in their own residence even, and continue to thrive.
Reporting in Nevada, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Well, the program will be available for students enrolling for this upcoming fall semester.
Certainly a pivotal thing, and being able to get into college and making it free, or at least a lot more affordable, certainly does help out, because there's a lot of things prices have gone up on, a lot of bills that be taken care of, and sometimes you just have to weigh, like, I have a good paying job right now, should I go to college? But now you can afford to. Hopefully this will help out.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to try and help out. I've got some good news. We got warmer weather over the course of the next few days, and it's technically warmer now than it was yesterday, but the winds are just tearing out there, and that's making it feel a little worse. Let's start with a look outside, though. Our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. You can see a few clouds out there as the sun rises, and we're looking at partly cloudy skies for us today. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, also looking good. Folks getting their day underway, getting whatever it is you may be doing, going to work, going to school, going to the shopping, or just taking a quick drive because you just want to get out for some reason, whatever the case may be. KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue. It is looking pretty clear as well. On to the future track we go, and we have the southwest winds. We have south winds now. They'll be southwest by noon. Eventually, you see they're kind of coming around. They'll be out of the west as we head into the afternoon hours. Regardless, they're going to be gusting anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour for us as we head through the day. And again, we'll have those partly cloudy skies. Temperatures warmer than where we have been. Not quite to normal, but certainly better than where we have been here lately as we head through the afternoon and evening. And the good news is after about 5 o'clock or so, west winds will still be at 5 to 10, but they'll be easing up on us. They won't be as gusty. 21 in Joplin right now, 20 in Pittsburgh. So see, these temperatures are okay. And you look at temperatures around the region, we haven't moved much over the last roughly 13, 14 hours almost at this point. But you can see we still have those south winds. So upper teens, low 20s where we're sitting, but those gusty south winds put our wind chills for just about everyone into the single digits. So you still want to bundle up. It still feels very cold. It will still feel cold through the day. But we are, again, upwards of 15 to 25 degrees warmer this morning than we were at this time yesterday. Through today, partly cloudy skies. Mid to upper 30s for our highs, so pretty decent on the temperatures. Just have to deal with those breezes. We're going to get a little warmer, but we're going to get a little cooler in between. We'll take a look at all that for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks. A crews battle a refinery fire in Coffeyville, Kansas. CVR Energy officials say the fire started in the naphtha hydrotreater unit at the Coffeyville refinery around 2 p.m. This is video sent to us shortly after the incident. One contract worker was taken to the hospital for treatment due to an unrelated personal medical issue. The company says all employees have been accounted for. The fire is currently extinguished. An investigation is currently underway. Live Healthy Montgomery County sponsored a town hall opioid awareness event last night. 4 staters gathered at the Best Western Liberty Center in Coffeyville to learn about opioid drugs, the issues opioids create in our communities, and how we can support prevention. An expert panel discussed the effects of fentanyl and opioid use in Montgomery County. And guest speaker Sean Campidi shared his story of resilience after losing his own son in 2023. The goal of a Miami, Oklahoma organization is to help unsheltered people stay warm during the sub-freezing temperatures. It's a nonprofit that is always open to donations. KOM's Melissa Alexis has more about how the organization is making a difference.
When I tell you that man in the gray saved my life, he did.
Crystal McMacken was living under a bridge in Miami just a few weeks ago in the freezing temperatures.
And I felt like I was creating a cycle for myself and just digging the same hole I've been in for a while.
That's when a member of the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team found her and offered to transport her to their shelter.
The best decision I made, because I would have been a human freeze pop.
A decision that led her to shelter, where she met her fiancé, another man seeking shelter who proposed to her after about 7 days.
I want to enjoy my time with him, laughing, playing cards, having fun.
The Oklahoma Emergency Response Team has been a resource for many others in the Miami area living on the street. The organization focuses on the unsheltered and getting them things like food, a warm bed, and a place to shower.
All it takes is just some people that care just to give that hand out and lift them up.
I promise you they're not going to make you do without when you get here. They're going to make sure you have what you need. They're going to make sure you have the resources and the numbers and the names of people you can reach out to.
Rick Aldridge and his team help get people IDs, find employment, and find permanent housing. The organization is a nonprofit that operates on grants, and he says every donation helps.
Buy people's groceries, we may buy gas for them, we try to help with electric bills, so a lot of times that money comes and goes very fast, which if we don't get the donations of things like paper towels and cups and things that we go through a lot every day, then we'll just go buy them. So we try to fund what we can.
And as for McMacken, after the support she's received from the shelter, she's looking forward to her future with her new fiancé.
We're made for each other.
Yeah, it's going to be a good life, ain't it, baby?
Yes, it is.
Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
He says they're accepting donations of things like toilet paper, utensils, and other necessities. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we'll hear about the excitement for the 25th anniversary of paw prints on the Heartland. And later, carbon monoxide risks go up during colder months. We'll have a few tips to help keep you and your loved ones safe. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Well, Paw Prints on the Heartland is celebrating 25 years of operation this weekend. With us this morning is Gina Ward to share more about the organization and what's in store. Good morning to you, Gina. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So talk to me a little bit, for those who might not know, about what Paw Prints on the Heartland is and what it does for the community.
Well, Paw Prints is a low-cost spay and neuter program for Southeast Kansas. It's been around for 25 years now, so that's a really big deal for us.
yes.
And we are going to have a celebration, open house. We'd like to invite the public, for anybody who'd like to come down and maybe tour our new building, which is located at 610 North Joplin. At the corner of 7th and Joplin. You'll see our van out front. So we would like to invite people to come down and, of course, check out our catio for our cats, because we do have cats for adoption that need a good home.
Absolutely fantastic. So talk to me a little bit about just kind of like looking back on 25 years of operation in Southeast Kansas. That's incredible. A lot of good work being done there. Kind of reflect on that for me a little bit about that.
Well, I haven't been with Paul Prince for 25 years, but Mary Kay, our president, she and like I said, Dr. Laura, back in 1998, started working on a program because there's so many unwanted strays running the neighborhood, and wanted to do something about it. So we had an old building. This is our new building. So we're excited about having that. And we'd like for people to take advantage of our low-cost clinic. It's $45 for the procedure, and we have 2 vets now.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, we have a new vet. Her name is Carrie Woofter. So we do procedures on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's see. And I believe to date, there has been 93,000 spay and neuter procedures.
That's incredible. There's lots to celebrate, and of course you will be doing it this weekend. So talk to me a little bit more about this celebration. It's on January 26th. When is it from? It starts at 1 p.m. How long does it go to, and what can people expect when they come there?
Well, it will end at 4, so it is from 1 to 4 o'clock. We will have drinks and refreshments, and we'll be answering any questions that people may have about the clinic and about our cats, and we'll be giving tours so they can see, you know, what it's like when they take their pet.
Fantastic. Well, Gina, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the organization for 25 years. It's a lot to be proud of.
Sure is.
Of course. And for more information, you can visit their website or Facebook page located at the bottom of your screen right there. Stick around. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 now on this Wednesday morning, and we're starting with the future track. Into this afternoon we go. So this morning we have south winds. They've been gusting upwards of 20-30 miles an hour. That will continue. Now they're going to eventually shift out of the west, so by noon they're out of the southwest, and by this afternoon they'll be out of the west. Still gusting upwards of about 35 miles an hour. Well, partly cloudy skies, and our temperatures, while they're not where they should be, they are considerably better than where they have been as we're heading through the 30s out there today. We go overnight tonight, we'll have mostly clear skies, and then clouds return on Thursday, and the winds will actually ease up after about 5 o'clock this evening. And then as we head into Thursday, clouds thicken up again, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Could have a stray flurry or two, but we have a strong northwest breeze now gusting upwards of 20, and that's going to bring in some cooler air, which means our highs tomorrow won't be as nice as they are today, but they will still be better than where we have been over the past few days. Now, as we go overnight Thursday and the Friday, skies clear out, temperatures drop. So we got another cold night out there as we go into Friday morning. We got clear skies, but falling back into the teens once again, so another very cold start to the day. However, see the wind arrows by the morning? They're out of the south. That will continue. Winds picking up a bit out of the south. By Friday at noon, look at these temperatures. This is where a lot of our highs are looking to be today, and this is where we'll be Friday at noon, which means as we head into the afternoon, we'll actually be a little bit warmer. In fact, by Friday afternoon, might be the closest to normal that we will see or that we have seen rather in the last week or so. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you folks are looking forward to it as well. It's wintertime. It's supposed to be cold. I get that, but it's not supposed to be this cold. We are again improving. So again, temperatures since early this morning, and in all honesty, in the last 14 hours have really not moved all that much. Upper teens, low 20s. So temperatures have improved. The problem is, of course, with the south winds, take a look at these wind chills. Feels like 3 in Greenfield, 4 in Stockton, 5 Lamar and Carthage. So it's one of those things, too, even if these wind chills were -4, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. It does feel bitterly cold out there. So as you head out today, make sure that you are bundling up, because temperatures may be okay. It's the wind chills that are going to be a little blech as we go through the day. So we're starting low 20s, partly cloudy skies, low 30s by late morning out there. Heading into the afternoon, still partly cloudy, eventually mid to upper 30s for most of us. West breeze gusting to 35 at times. Once we get past about 5, 6 o'clock, those winds ease up, still out of the west, but only about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Skies start clearing a bit, mostly clear, upper 20s by 10, and eventually upper teens, low 20s for our lows tonight. As we head down the road, here's what we're looking at, around the mid 30s tomorrow. So again, a little cooler than today, not by much, but a little cooler than today. Teens, low 40s on Friday, upper 40s by Saturday. Sunday's where that wintry mix was, keeping an eye on it. We're not expecting anything major, but depending on when this precipitation arrives, it may be in the form of rain briefly, maybe in the form of a wintry mix. We're not expecting anything significant whichever way it goes, but a cold rain possible, maybe a light wintry mix. We're a little cooler Sunday, and then we start to warm up as we head into next week. If the temperature pattern holds, we're looking to go above normal by the second half of next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this. Well, as winter weather bears down across wide swaths of the country, the freezing temperatures are raising the risks of carbon monoxide poisoning.
And known as the silent killer, carbon monoxide is the #1 accidental poisoning problem in the nation and the world, sending more than 100,000 Americans to the emergency room and killing more than 400 every year, according to the CDC.
Fox News' Ted Lindner shows us how you can help keep you and your loved ones safe this season.
With bitter cold sinking in across the country, even the South is preparing to shiver.
This morning it was 21 degrees and felt like 10.
With winter storm warnings issued Monday from Texas to Florida, the snow and freezing rain are expected to impact the region into Wednesday. Governors in Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama declared states of emergency, with a number of school systems also canceling classes Tuesday.
Each day we started adding more and more clothes.
But as the temperatures plunge, many people will be cranking up the heat, leading doctors to warn about the increased risks of carbon monoxide poisoning this time of year.
This is when people are turning on their heaters, and if there's been inappropriate maintenance or the heater is malfunctioning, you can have a carbon monoxide leak.
Carbon monoxide can be found in the vapor produced by furnaces, gas stoves, portable generators, and more. And with home heaters and fireplaces running for longer, especially while windows are closed, it could lead to a buildup of the potentially lethal gas indoors.
The reason is we can't detect it with any of our senses, meaning it's colorless, it's tasteless, and we can't smell it. The only way to detect it is with a carbon monoxide detector.
While the most common symptom of carbon monoxide poisoning is a headache,
there can also be more severe symptoms, such as chest pain or shortness of breath. People can even pass out or have syncope and even seizures.
But just having carbon monoxide detectors isn't enough. Doctors say you need to regularly check them to make sure they're working. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
Certainly something to be, you got to watch out for, you got to be concerned about, because you never know. And sometimes it's something simple. If your furnace or something is in a closet in your house, it's an older house, kids are playing around, you don't see the one time they open that door and bump the thing.
Or playing hide and seek or even something like that, you never know.
They don't realize it's dangerous. They just know it's a cool place to hide, so you got to be cautious out there.
Absolutely. And coming up, art advocates gathered together yesterday for some training ahead of Missouri's Art Advocacy Week.
And we've got a few clouds out there. Clouds increasing, still breezy, still cold, even though the temperatures will rise. We'll have details when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Snowy. The Chanute Fire Department has released additional information regarding a house fire and possible explosion. Monday, crews responded to a report of a structure fire with an explosion at 628 West 16th Street. Now, authorities confirmed that one occupant was treated and transported to an area hospital. The Kansas Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause. Art advocates in Southwest Missouri took in a training session at the Cornell Complex in Joplin yesterday. It's in preparation for the annual Missouri Arts Advocacy Week. Participants received material and Joplin-specific information to help them convey the importance of the arts to state lawmakers.
If they go and talk to their legislators about what we talked about today, because like I said, it really takes that personal touch. our legislators want to see the effects of these dollars in our community. And that Missouri Arts Council funds a lot of the arts programming in Joplin. And so visiting with people that are directly impacted is the best way to help them understand the importance of arts funding.
Connect to Culture will follow up with a virtual statewide training session this Thursday. Missouri Arts Advocacy Week begins on February 3rd. And with flu season in full swing, Freeman Hospital has expanded a way for students at Joplin Middle School to access affordable and convenient health care during the school day. Through a Freeman School telemedicine program, the school nurse can connect with a Freeman healthcare provider to evaluate, diagnose, and even prescribe treatment for a child, all while the parent can join the visit virtually from home.
If the child needs to go home anyway, perhaps they have a temperature that's too high to remain at school, you then know that that visit has already been taken place. You then just have to come and pick up your child from school, maybe go and pick up the prescription that's been called in for you, and then you're ready to go home and to take care of your child at home.
Well, Denton says the goal is to improve the health of the students and staff while saving extra time for working parents. Financial website Wallet Hub released a list of the best and worst states to drive in, and most of the 4 states did well. Now, very well in the case of the Sunflower State, which was ranked the best state in the nation to drive. The website looked at factors such as gas prices to rush hour traffic congestions to road quality. Other states in our area that ranked high included Oklahoma at number 5 and Arkansas at number 19. Missouri was the only state in our area to not finish in the top 25. The Show Me state finished at number 41. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
I don't know about that. I mean, I've had zero problems really driving in any of the states, at least here locally. Maybe if you get outside of our little niche here, it gets worse. I don't know. All I know is, at least right now, it's not bad, and we'll take a look at the roads. Okay, this is downtown Pittsburgh. Broadway looks okay. Skies, clouds beginning to gradually increase. Let's take a look at MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. Looks good. The road's in good shape. Like I said, maybe it's just something outside of our area, or maybe I just am immune to bad roads and don't even realize it as I'm just driving down the road. KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue south of Pittsburgh, looking pretty good as well. But we have some great road crews around here too. That's the thing. We have good people. We have lots of good people that have to work in the cold. And it's not just the road workers. There are plenty of folks who have to be out there in the cold. And even though our temperatures today are going to be a little warmer, it's still going to feel pretty chilly. We're going to have those winds gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour. They're out of the south now. They'll eventually be shifting gradually out of the west. Now, the good news is later this evening, those winds will ease up for us. But between here and there, it's going to be breezy. 21 in Joplin, 18 in Pittsburgh. And around the area, temperatures, again, have not moved that much for the last about 14 to 15 hours now. We're into the upper teens, low 20s, but with those gusty south winds, our wind chills just stink. Really, they do. We're into the single digits. Feels like 2 in Greenfield, 3 in Stockton. Still is cold out there, so that's why you still want to bundle up this morning. But our air temperatures, this looks nice, doesn't it? These nice red colors, it looks warm. It's warm and inviting. 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. All right, into the afternoon we go. Partly cloudy, mid to upper 30s for our highs. We'll have those gusty winds, though, making it feel a little cooler out there. It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Then it warms up again. We'll talk about all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks. One of the first items for the Senate in this new era is to confirm President Trump's cabinet selections. The first such move was done Monday night with Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. Yesterday, there was a new issue with the president's most controversial nominee. Fox News senior national correspondent Aisha Hasni tells us where things stand from the Capitol.
It was an excellent meeting.
Tonight, new allegations against President Trump's Defense Secretary nominee, Pete Hegseth. Fox News obtained an affidavit from Danielle Hegseth, who was formerly married to Pete Hegseth's brother, alleging that Trump's pick for the top job at the Pentagon is erratic and volatile and has an alcohol abuse problem, and that his ex-wife, Samantha, feared for her safety. Hegseth denied similar claims at his hearing last week.
Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives? Senator, absolutely not.
On the new allegations, his lawyer says Sam has never alleged that there was any abuse. She signed court documents acknowledging that there was no abuse and recently reaffirmed the same during her FBI interview. And Samantha Hegseth told NBC, "I do not have representatives speaking on my behalf. I do not believe your information to be accurate. There was no physical abuse in my marriage." The Senate Armed Services Committee is now taking a look at the document, but it's unclear if it jeopardizes any Republican votes.
I hope my Republican colleagues will review these allegations, consider them before the vote.
Also today, Trump's Secretary of State nominee Marco Rubio was sworn into office.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
But some Senate Republicans are frustrated. More haven't been confirmed.
Here's what's ridiculous. Under Obama, he got 7 done the first day.
Monday night, 3 nominees are voted out of committee, setting them up for a full floor vote. And Trump's pick for UN ambassador, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, had her hearing today. But the president's controversial picks to lead national intelligence and health and human services don't even have hearings scheduled yet.
Too many have troubling backgrounds. Too many seem unprepared for the job and prove so during testimony.
And Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi will have her committee vote next Wednesday. On the same day, FBI Director nominee Kash Patel has his confirmation hearing. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A Kentucky deputy steps up to help a couple who finds themselves giving birth on the roadside. In Consumer Watch this morning, a nasal spray derived from ketamine gets federal clearance to help some people treat depression. The FDA approved Spravato from Johnson & Johnson to be used by people with major depressive disorder if oral antidepressants are not effective. The pharmaceutical company says the spray is a standalone treatment and first and only monotherapy for those living with the disorder. And Netflix says its subscribers and prices are going up. The company announced new price changes to most of its plans yesterday. This comes after the company had its most successful quarter in history, adding a total of 19 million new subscribers, bringing the global total to 300 million. Users on the cheapest tier, which features ads, will see a $1, while the standard subscription without ads will go up more than $2. The new prices are set to take effect in the next billing cycle. And the sun preparing to rise over the White House as President Donald Trump kicks off the second day of his second non-consecutive term. He is the second president in history to serve under those conditions. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor is in Washington with the latest on the executive orders he's signing and what you can expect for the future.
President Donald Trump's second day in office will likely mirror his first, jam-packed with items advancing his administration's goals for the nation.
The golden age of America begins right now.
With his eyes on the future, President Donald Trump says past struggles, like surviving last summer's assassination attempt at his Pennsylvania rally, are fueling his desire to lead.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
After taking the oath of office Monday and becoming the 47th commander-in-chief, Trump wasted no time signing a slew of executive orders into the night.
This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion.
Many are related to immigration, with the president declaring a national emergency at the border and reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy, ending the use of the CBP One app, which helped thousands of migrants enter the country.
Approximately 1,500 people.
Trump also pardoned hundreds of people associated with the January 6th Capitol riot, as well as signed orders stating the U.S. government will only recognize 2 sexes, male and female. The president also hopes executive actions to ease regulations on oil and gas production will help combat energy costs and inflation. Meanwhile, with Senator Marco Rubio approved by the Senate as Trump's Secretary of State, focus now remains on getting the rest of his cabinet confirmed.
President Trump's jam-packed schedule continues today with meetings with House and Senate Republican leadership at the White House. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOM Morning News, 7:43, almost 7:44 on this Wednesday morning. It is breezy. That's going to be the only drawback we have to today is the fact it's going to be windy because we're going to be warmer. We just may not necessarily feel warmer because of the winds. All right, this morning they're out of the south. They'll be turning out of the west as we head through the afternoon. So, of course, that means they're eventually going to gradually change direction before they eventually come out of the west. They'll be gusting anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour, and we'll have partly cloudy skies. If it wasn't for the winds, this isn't that bad. I mean, even on a really cold day, when it's like 22, 23 degrees, if the wind isn't blowing and the sun is shining, it's a bit more, it's easier to handle. But when that wind is blowing, boy, it just cuts right through you. The winds will ease up after about 5, 6 o'clock this evening. They'll be still out of the west about 5 to 10, but not gusting anymore. We'll have mostly clear skies tonight before clouds thicken back up heading into Thursday, so partly to mostly cloudy on Thursday. Eventually, winds will shift out of the northwest, and they'll start gusting again up to 20. We're going to be a little cooler tomorrow, and we could have a stray flurry or two. But even with temperatures being a hair cooler for our Thursday, they'll still be warmer than where they have been the last few days across the area. Thursday night into Friday, skies are clear, temperatures drop again. Now we're back into the teens. We're back to the don't want to go outside, which is all right because you don't have to. But you're going to enjoy it, at least on Friday and Saturday, because temperatures will begin to warm up. Take a look at Friday afternoon. By Friday at noon, now we got a south breeze out there, but the temperature's already at or even above what our highs are expected to be for today. And then as we head later into the day, Friday's going to be the closest we have to average in quite some time out there. So it's going to be decent. Right now, not as decent, though. Temperatures, again, they really have not moved in almost 14 hours. I mean, they've gone up and down, but like a degree or two either way. Upper teens, low 20s is where we are. It's where we've been, again, for about 14 hours or so, because we mentioned yesterday temperatures were going to level out. They'll eventually warm today, but with those south winds, look at those wind chills, man. I feel really bad because it feels like it is too in Greenfield and Stockton. And it stinks because the temperatures, again, they're cold, but they're better than they were. But still, it feels bitterly cold out there. But our temperatures, again, they're upwards of almost 30 degrees warmer now than where we were yesterday in some locations. So, heading through the day, upper teens, low 20s to start, partly cloudy skies. Eventually, the low 30s by 11 o'clock in the morning. Our temperatures today, mid-upper 30s, partly cloudy, and eventually west winds gusting to 35. And like I mentioned, once we get 5, 6 o'clock, still winds at 5 to 10 out of the west, but no longer gusting. Mostly clear, upper 20s by 10. Tonight's lows, upper teens, low 20s. About the mid-30s tomorrow, and again, maybe a stray flurry or two. A low 40s Friday, upper 40s, putting close to 50 on Saturday. Sunday, precipitation of some form is expected in the morning. Depending on when it gets here and what the temperature is, could be a cold, light shower, or it could be a little bit of a wintry mix. But either way, not much expected there. We're still cooler. Then as we head into next week, temperatures could even rise above normal, getting close to 60 toward the end of next week. We can only hope. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more after this.
A Kentucky couple on their way to a hospital for the birth of their son soon found themselves in a desperate situation.
And that's when a sheriff's deputy stepped in to help. Mariah Congito has the story.
All surreal and happened so fast.
At around 5:45 Wednesday morning, Madison Shear started having contractions. Minutes later, she says her and her boyfriend were in the car, hoping they'd have enough time to get from Mount Vernon to Lexington.
By the time we got on the interstate, I realized that I wasn't really going to make it to my hospital.
They tried to get to the next closest one in Richmond.
Then soon realized we weren't going to make it there either because my water broke and I felt the need to push.
Shear says that's when her boyfriend called 911.
I was terrified. Obviously, I don't know how to care for a newborn as soon as they come out.
Absolutely right place, right time.
An obstetrics call popped up on the laptop in Madison County Deputy Sheriff Jennifer Kermeen's car.
Based on the information that he was giving to dispatch, I ran lights and sirens just a little bit up the road and got out with Mom and Dad.
Kermeen made it to the 87.8 mile marker with minutes to spare.
She was still bringing the baby up. I don't even think that I told her what my name was, but I knelt down and we were able to see that the cord was around the baby's neck.
He finally cried, and that was what finally relieved everything.
Waylon Cade with a story not many people have to tell.
It's just stuff that you see in the movies, you know. you don't think that it's ever going to happen to you.
That's not training that we get in the academy.
He's literally perfect. I couldn't have been more blessed.
Kermeen and her fellow officers, including Madison County Sheriff Mike Coyle, paid a visit Thursday morning to wish Shear and Waylon Cade well.
He's welcome to the sheriff's office anytime. Like, I hope that we would get invited to football games or wrestling matches or to go fishing at Lake Reba.
She was so sweet, Jennifer was, and the paramedics who had me in the back of the ambulance, they were amazing as well.
Deputy Kermeen even gave Waylon Cade his first stuffed animal for his birthday.
A very, very cool story.
Very cute.
It'd be terrifying, though, on the side of the road. I
can't even imagine.
Like she said, I wouldn't have known what I was doing.
Exactly.
Like, what do we do? I've read about this. I've seen it on TV, but I don't know what happens next.
It's a scary situation that turned out for the best.
Absolutely did. And I've got a scary situation that has improved a little bit. It's been bitterly cold out there. It feels bitterly cold, but the temperatures are slightly better. Let's take a look at the future track. We're going to go through that one more time again. Right now, south winds out there gusting 30, 35. As we head in the afternoon, they'll eventually shift out of the west. It'll be a gradual shift, so they'll be out of the south. You get the idea. They're going to start this way like a clock, going clockwise until they're out of the west. Partly cloudy skies today, and while our temperatures are warmer, unfortunately, with those gusty winds, it is going to still feel pretty darn chilly out there. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies on our Thursday, northwest winds gusting to 20, and unfortunately, that does keep us a little cooler, still warmer than where it has been, but a little cooler, and maybe a stray flurry or two. Then we go Thursday night into Friday. Clear skies, so temperatures drop into the teens, winds shift out of the south, and as we go into Friday, they'll pick up out of the south. We got some sunshine, we've got some gusty south winds, and we've got highs on Friday, warmer, closer to average, if not right at. Right now, again, temperature's not bad in terms of the air temperature, upper teens, low 20s, but with those gusty south winds, feels like 2 in Stockton and Greenfield, 4 in Nevada, so we still have those bitterly cold wind chills we've got to contend with. Upper teens, low 20s to start, partly cloudy, low 30s by 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know next.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Fire crews battle a refinery fire in Coffeyville, Kansas yesterday afternoon. The company says all employees have been accounted for and the fire is currently extinguished. An investigation is currently underway. Live Healthy Montgomery County sponsored a town hall opioid awareness event last night. An expert panel discussed the effects of fentanyl and opioid use in Montgomery County. Guest speaker Sean Campiti shared his resilience story after losing his son in 2023. The Oklahoma Emergency Response Team is helping people in Miami who live on the streets during the freezing temperatures. They also partner with the Peoria Tribe to provide backpacks filled with resources. The organization operates mostly on grants and is open to donations. The organization says if the public sees someone on the streets, to point them in the direction of the shelter for help.
And we've got ourselves a chili dough. Hey, hold on. These things work a lot better when you turn them on. All right, upper 30s today, partly cloudy skies, breezy though, west winds gusting upwards of 30 to 35 miles an hour. Mostly clear skies. Later this evening, winds will ease up, thankfully, and we'll fall back into the upper teens, low 20s, west winds 5 to 10. A little cooler tomorrow, northwest winds gusting to 20, mid 30s, maybe a flurry or two. Then we start to warm up Friday and Saturday, a little cooler again Sunday, but look into next week, temperatures could be going into the 50s, getting close to 60, giving us an opportunity to finally do a little thawing.
That'd be great. Well, Amsterdam's Museumplein and Gardens were a sea of color Saturday to mark National Tulip Day. Tens of thousands of different colored tulips are planted in the park for the public to pick for free. Look at that.
That's a lot of very pretty colors there, too. The day started with a fireworks display, which hopefully didn't burn the tulips, before thousands of visitors holding paper bags, hopefully far away from the firewood. This is starting to get dangerous here. Descended on the park. This day attracts tourists from all over the world. Netherlands is the largest tulip producer in the world, aside from, I think, my parents' house, where my mom filled the entire yard with tulips, but without the fire.
It's incredible to see, though. Glad that nothing caught on fire, as we could see.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good into your morning. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.